Hi, this is Paul Turner, the Stock Doc. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial on the 30-minute stock restoration kit that we have available. It's not that hard to actually do it once you understand the process. In the 30-minute stock restoration kit, we have a standard finish, which is our top coat, and we have renew, and that is what brings back the color of the original stock. So, without having to restain. So there's no need for any stains. Now, this is not, and I repeat, not for high gloss guns, all right? The top coat is not a high gloss finish. It does not bring back the luster of a high gloss. But if you have any of the older guns, or any gun that's not a high gloss that has been stained before, like take this stock for instance, this one's been stained before. You can see the color, that's the original color of it. But you can see that it's just been abused throughout the years. Now, this is a hard wood on here, okay, so we can do quite a bit of sanding to get a lot of these scratches and things out of here. So what we're going to do first is we're just going to get it sanding down these rough spots and whatever this gray is in here. I have no idea what that is. But this is quite a bit of sanding, so we could take a 60 grit sandpaper and we could just spend our days going like this and sanding it all out of there. But they do make these handy little sanders. They come in real handy and they're real fast. Stay away from the checkering. Go right up to the checkering, but be very careful that you don't go into the checkering on these. Now we're going to do one side of this, just so you can see what the 30-minute difference looks like. So we're going to just go hand do this one here on the edge here. Now this is a quick way, if you've got a worn finish on a gun stock that's not as bad as this, you can really rejuvenate it in a hurry. Now we're going to take all the old finish off of here. Now this has been glued before. So what we're going to do is we're going to sand that down. Now you'll see there are dark spots in between where our crack was. Now this was a good glue repair job that they did, but it's still uneven. So what we're going to do is we're going to level that out. Now you'll know that it's level when you don't see any dark spots in between it anymore. So now we're going to wind up what basically is going to look like a grain pattern. Now this is a 60 grit sandpaper. Okay, now you can see that we've removed the cracked area, but we're going to get rid of these dark spots here too. Now we're only going to do one side of this for demonstration purposes, so you can see the before and after on it. Okay, we've got the old finish off. Now we're going to go with a 220. Go. Now, sometimes when stucks have been refinished, you'll see that a lot of times the checkering will have finish in it also. So just for demonstration purposes, we're going to go through how to remove any of that finish in there before we put our finish on. So now what we're doing is we're just taking a little bit of denatured alcohol. And we're going to need our steel brush, which I didn't bring, so I'll be right back. All right, so we've gone and got our brush. So this is a wire brush. You can get them in most hardware stores, in the electrical department or the plumbing department. We're just gonna make sure that that checkering is cleaned up a little bit, that we don't have any finish in there from if it was done before, or it just gets a bunch of dirt in it. So we're just going to clean that out. Don't go real hard on it, just a little bit of denatured alcohol will get that out of there. All right, so we've got that cleaned up. Now we're going to take a little bit of our top coat. We're going to put that into a little container. Grab our Renew. Get ourselves set up here. We're going to take just a little piece. There's a piece here. Just a little piece of t-shirt material. And on that t-shirt material, we're just going to fold it up so that it creates a little bit of a square with no fray lines on the edge. So we're going to set that aside. Now, the Renew is going to bring back the original stain color of the wood. Okay, so we're just going to spray it and watch the magic. Here we go. See that color coming back? See that color coming back in the graining? Now we're going to take a 400 grit sandpaper and light sand it. Just going to push that a little deeper into the grain itself. Now, with this is a lighter piece of wood, okay? But if it's a darker piece of wood like a mahogany or something like that, same effects are going to happen with it. You're going to get whatever color the wood is supposed to be, that's what you're going to bring it back to. So we're going to take our top coat. Now, this has hardening and fast drying agents in it so that it dries literally within a few seconds on the first few coats. Now, the more coats you put on it, the more deep finish you're going to get. But this seals the wood, so there's no need for any sealers to put on it, so that the grain doesn't pop back out and you feel rough grain on it. Now, that's literally dry enough to buff. So we're going to take a piece of 4L steel wool and we're just going to lightly buff that. Just the weight of your hand alone will be good enough. Now we'll put a second coat on. Run it in straight lines. Usually pulling towards yourself is the best method, and then back down again. Okay, that's actually our third coat that we've got on there, but you can see how the finish is coming out on there compared to what it used to look like. So we're going to give it just a couple extra minutes to dry now, only because, and I mean just literally a couple of minutes. So we'll be back, but this is almost dry, but not quite dry enough to buff for, again, with our steel wool. So we're going to let that dry for a second and then come back and finish it up. Okay, so we've allowed it to dry, maybe about 3 or 4 minutes. Now we're just going to lightly buff it out. Now that's, I believe, 3 coats that we had put on it. Now, we got to remember that each coat that you put on takes a little longer to dry. Okay, so your first 3 or 4 coats can go on relatively fast. After that, you got to give it about 5 minutes in between each coat. But you can see what we've done here is this is with 3 coats. This is before, and this is after, I'm sorry, and this is the before. So you remember that this side looked just like this side before we started less than a half an hour ago. So if we take an extra 10 or 15 minutes, and all we've got to do is just keep recoating it in between the wipes. So we're going to put this coat on, we're going to let it dry. The more we buff it out, the thicker the coat gets, the better off it's going to be, but you're going to wind up with just a beautiful stock when you're done. And it doesn't take forever, and it doesn't take a professional. This is something anybody with an older gun can do. This is not professional work here, or for the work of professionals. You'll get professional results, but you won't have to pay someone to just fix up an old gun stock that's been abused. So you're going to get a complete kit, and this kit includes everything you just saw us use here, except for the denatured alcohol and the brush. So you're gonna get this kit, and this will turn your guns into very nice looking pieces. So we hope you've enjoyed this, and we're gonna do another segment in just a little bit.